welcome to Spotlight. This is Pastor Dan. And I'm going to take 5-6 minutes here to take on one of the hardest questions that's out there about the character of God. You may not like it, or you may say, oh, thank you very much. I've had people get angry for sure, and I've had people come around the desk and hug me because finally they had an answer that they could live with. How will people die at the end of the world? Unless God's going to find a way to save everybody, some people are going to be lost. How will they be lost? So, of course, some people believe that they are going to be thrown into a lake of fire and burned forever and be tortured forever. No relief for a long time, forever. There are some other ideas out there, and then, of course, there is the idea that people will die and they will be burned up, and they will be burned up by a God who punishes, yes, but it'll be quick. And I respect that view. That's much better than the forever view. But could it be that there are other ways to look at this that still have very serious consequences for the wicked? That if you reject Jesus and you walk away from Jesus, there's going to be a price tag from that. It's not going to just be easy street, that everything just goes fine. Okay, you're on your own and you're great and your life is in Las Vegas and you're living the high life. No, there will be consequences. The question is, where do they come from? Who causes them? Is it true that God is a punisher? That God has been storing up his wrath for thousands of years? And he's been waiting to do this for a long time, to get even for all the evil that people have done. And he is going to have vengeance, and he is going to equalize the scales of justice once and for all. And God is going to take matters in his own hand. They call it his strange act. And he will throw people into the fire. Short, long, whatever it is. Is there another way to look at it? When Jesus said at the tree, if you eat of the tree, you will surely die. Was Jesus saying, God saying that I will be the one to punish you? Or was he saying, I am the only source of life in the universe? If you walk away, you will disconnect from life, and that's the only life there is. I'm a scuba diver. You don't keep breathing air, you will surely die. Not because anyone is mad that you broke their rules. It's just the way it is. If you don't have air from above, you will die. And people at the end of the world say, God, we don't want you, we don't need you, we don't need your church, we don't need you. But it is still reality that in him we live and move and have our being, Acts 17:28. My words are life. I am the way, the truth, and the life. I am the resurrection and the life. And if you disconnect from God, you will walk out the door away from life. And there's no life out there. And whatever happens out there is not because God causes it. This death at the end of the world will be the second death. Well, I believe Jesus died the second death in our place. That death apart from God. And so just that second death will be something like what Jesus did. Did God kill Jesus? I don't think so. He says, why are you killing me? No, he doesn't say that. He said, why are you forsaking me? Letting him go. Natural consequences. So I think God lets people go to their own choice, and what happens, happens. Some will kill each other. Some just let go of God and they will die. Some call for the mountains to fall on them. The Bible says that two powers will kill each other, Revelation 17. Happened in the Old Testament. What are the odds that the way we're supposed to understand this is that God has spent these thousands of years trying to get us to trust him? That he's been willing to go through all the suffering of this world and send prophets and send Jesus, his own son, so that we would learn that God is love. And Jesus will show us, if you've seen me, you've seen the Father. And finally, the Bible says every knee will bow and every tongue will confess that Jesus is Lord. Everyone will say, okay, you're right. God is love. And then God says, okay, now that we've got that clear, we just look away from it. I got to do something. And begins to throw people into a lake of fire. Is it really likely that we will be able to trust him as a God of love when we just watched him throw 100 billion people into a lake of fire? You wouldn't do it to your children? Jesus says, I've called you friends. He says, if you really want to know who I am, thieves come and steal and destroy and take life. I came to give life. What are we going to do with all these verses about God? God is love. So I think we can say that the wicked will suffer. There will be a terrible price tag. But they will die because they disconnect from life. And then the fire is when God cleanses the world to make a new earth. It's another way to look at it. We'll love each other even if it doesn't all make sense to you right now. But it's one way to hold on to that reality and that God is love. This is Spotlight. We'll be with you next time. Thank you for watching Spotlight. We're so excited about this. We hope that you'll subscribe and so you'll get all of them. And please just forward it on to others and tell other people about it. And let's just see what kind of an audience we can get for these messages of Spotlight. God bless you.